There's a question I get asked more often than you might think in my practice, and it's one that most men are too embarrassed to bring up with their doctors. Doc, is it healthy to finish every day, or am I wearing myself out? And the answer might surprise you because what I'm about to share goes against a lot of the myths and misconceptions floating around out there about men's health, frequency, and what's actually good for your body over the long term. Some men worry they're doing it too much. Others worry they're not doing it enough. And a lot of men have been told things that just aren't backed by science. So today, I'm going to give you the honest medical truth about how daily activity affects your prostate health, your hormone levels, your energy, and your overall well-being as you age. Before we dive in, do me a favor. Hit that like button right now. Drop a comment telling me where you're watching from. And make sure you subscribe because I'm about to answer the questions most men are too uncomfortable to ask their own doctors. My name is Dr. Jocelyn, and I've been a urologist for 12 years specializing in men's health. And today we're talking about something that matters to every man but rarely gets discussed openly and honestly. Let's get into it. Now, before we talk about frequency and its effects, let me address the biggest myths I hear in my practice, because there's a lot of misinformation out there. Myth number one, daily activity depletes your testosterone and drains your energy. This is one of the most persistent myths, and it's simply not true. Your body produces millions of cells every single day. Releasing them doesn't deplete your testosterone or your life force. In fact, testosterone levels fluctuate naturally throughout the day and are primarily influenced by sleep, stress, diet, and overall health, not by how often you finish. Myth number two, frequent activity will harm your prostate. Actually, the opposite is true. Research has shown that regular activity may actually reduce your risk of prostate. Today, I'm going to break down what actually happens in your body with regular activity, what the research says, and how to find the balance that works best for you as you age. Now, before we dive into the specifics, let me explain why you should trust what I'm about to tell you. In my 12 years as a urologist, I've had thousands of conversations with men about their health, their concerns, and their questions about what's normal and what's not. And I've reviewed the research, examined the data, and seen firsthand how these patterns affect men's health over time. This isn't about judgment. It's not about telling you what you should or shouldn't do. It's about giving you accurate, evidence-based information so you can make informed decisions about your own body and your own health. So if you're ready for honest, science-backed answers to questions you've probably been wondering about for years, stay with me. Let's talk about what really happens. All right, let's break down what actually happens in your body with regular activity and how it affects different aspects of your health over time. Effect number one, prostate health. Let's start with the big one, your prostate. There's actually solid research showing that regular activity may reduce your risk of prostate cancer. One large study found that men who finished more frequently had a lower risk of developing prostate cancer compared to men who did so less often. Now, does this mean you need to do it every single day to protect your prostate? Not necessarily, but it does suggest that regular activity, whether alone or with a partner, supports prostate health by clearing out fluids, reducing inflammation, and promoting healthy circulation in the pelvic region. Think of it like this. Your prostate produces fluid constantly. Regular activity helps flush out that fluid, reducing stagnation and keeping things moving. Stagnation, on the other hand, can contribute to inflammation and potentially increase risk over time. So biologically regular activity supports prostate health by promoting circulation and fluid clearance. Emotionally knowing this can reduce anxiety about frequency. Practically, it's one of the natural ways your body maintains balance and health in that region. Effect number two, testosterone levels. Now let's talk about testosterone because this is where a lot of myths come from. Here's the truth. Finishing does cause a temporary short-term dip in testosterone, but we're talking about a dip that lasts maybe 15 to 30 minutes and then returns to normal. This is not a long-term depletion. Your body doesn't run out of testosterone from regular activity. In fact, regular activity may actually support healthy testosterone levels in the long run by reducing stress, improving sleep, and promoting overall hormonal balance. What does harm testosterone? Chronic stress, poor sleep, obesity, lack of exercise, and excessive alcohol consumption. Not regular healthy activity. So, biologically, there's no evidence that daily activity depletes testosterone over time. Emotionally, you can let go of the fear that you're draining yourself. Practically, focus on the lifestyle factors that actually matter for hormone health: sleep, exercise, nutrition, and stress management. Effect number 3, energy and vitality. Here's a common concern, doc. I feel drained after. Am I doing it too much? And my answer is, it depends on context. If you're finishing and then feeling relaxed and satisfied, that's normal. Your body releases endorphins, oxytocin, and prolactin neurochemicals that promote relaxation and contentment. This is your body's natural response, and it's perfectly healthy. But if you're feeling chronically fatigued, mentally foggy, or physically drained all the time, the problem isn't the activity itself. The problem is likely poor sleep quality, inadequate nutrition, chronic stress, lack of physical exercise, underlying health issues like low testosterone, thyroid problems, or anemia. So don't blame the activity. Look at the bigger picture of your lifestyle and health. Biologically, regular activity should not cause chronic fatigue. If your overall health is good emotionally, feeling relaxed afterward is normal and healthy. Practically, if you're feeling drained all the time, focus on sleep, nutrition, and stress, not on reducing frequency. Effect number 4, relationship and intimacy. Now let's talk about how frequency affects relationships, because this is nuanced. If you're in a relationship, regular solo activity is generally healthy as long as it's not interfering with intimacy with your partner. But if you find that you're choosing solo activity over intimacy with your partner consistently, that's worth examining. Here's why. Solo activity and partnered intimacy serve different needs. Solo activity is about release, stress relief, and self-care. Partnered intimacy is about connection, emotional bonding, and shared pleasure. Both are healthy, but if one is replacing the other to the detriment of your relationship, that's when it becomes a problem. So, biologically, your body doesn't distinguish between solo and partnered activity. Both have health benefits. Emotionally, partnered intimacy provides connection and bonding that solo activity doesn't. Practically, balance is key. Make sure you're prioritizing connection with your partner if you're in a relationship. Effect number 5, mental health and stress relief. Here's something that doesn't get talked about enough. Regular activity can be a powerful tool for stress relief and mental health. When you finish, your body releases a cascade of feel-good neurochemicals, endorphins, dopamine, oxytocin, serotonin. These chemicals reduce stress, improve mood, promote relaxation, and support emotional well-being. For many men, regular activity is a natural, healthy way to manage stress, reduce anxiety, and improve sleep quality. Now, is it the only way to manage stress? Of course not. Exercise, meditation, hobbies, social connection, all of these are important too, but it's certainly one tool in your stress management toolkit. The key is balance. If activity is your only coping mechanism, that's worth examining. But if it's one of several healthy ways you manage stress, there's nothing wrong with that. So biologically, activity triggers the release of neurochemicals that support mental health. Emotionally, it can provide relief from stress and anxiety. Practically, it's a natural, accessible tool for mood regulation as long as it's balanced with other healthy habits. Effect number 6, sleep quality. Here's an interesting one. Many men find that finishing before bed improves their sleep quality, and there's science to back this up. The neurochemicals released during climax, particularly prolactin, promote relaxation and drowsiness. This can help you fall asleep faster and sleep more deeply. Now, not every man experiences this. Some men feel more alert afterward. But for many, especially as they age, nighttime activity can be a helpful, natural sleep aid. So, biologically, the neurochemical response promotes relaxation and sleep. Emotionally, better sleep improves mood, energy, and quality of life. Practically, if it helps you sleep, that's a win for your overall health. Now, I want to be very clear. Everything I've said so far assumes we're talking about healthy, balanced activity. But there are situations where frequency can become problematic. Here are the signs that frequency might be causing issues. Sign number 1, it's interfering with daily life. If you're missing work, neglecting responsibilities, or spending excessive amounts of time on activity to the detriment of other important areas of your life, that's a red flag. Sign number 2, It's causing physical discomfort. If you're experiencing pain, irritation, soreness, or injury from excessive frequency, your body is telling you to slow down. Sign number 3, it's replacing real intimacy. If you're in a relationship and you're consistently choosing solo activity over intimacy with your partner, that's worth examining. This could indicate relationship issues, stress, or other underlying problems. Sign number 4, it's compulsive or uncontrollable. If you feel like you have to do it multiple times a day, if you're doing it in risky or inappropriate situations, or if you feel unable to stop even when you want to, that could be a sign of compulsive behavior. Sign number 5, it's linked to harmful content. If your activity is increasingly dependent on content that's escalating in intensity, frequency, or nature, that's worth being honest with yourself about. This can create patterns that affect real-life relationships and intimacy. If any of these signs resonate with you, consider talking to a therapist or counselor who specializes in men's health and relationship issues. There's no shame in seeking support. All right, so what's the bottom line? How do you find the right balance for you? Here's your action plan. Step 1, listen to your body. There's no universal right frequency. What matters is how you feel. If you feel healthy, energized, and balanced, you're probably fine. If you feel drained, guilty, or like something's off, pay attention to that. Step 2, prioritize partnered intimacy. If you're in a relationship, make sure you're prioritizing connection and intimacy with your partner. Solo activity is fine, but it shouldn't replace the emotional and physical bond you share with your partner. Step 3, support your overall health. Focus on the lifestyle factors that actually matter for long-term vitality. Get 7 to 8 hours of quality sleep. Exercise regularly, both cardio and strength training. Eat a balanced diet rich in whole foods. Manage stress through healthy outlets. Limit alcohol and avoid smoking. When your overall health is strong, your body can handle regular activity without any issues. Step 4, be honest with yourself. If you're using activity as your primary coping mechanism for stress, anxiety, loneliness, or boredom, consider adding other healthy habits to your toolkit. Therapy, meditation, hobbies, social connection. All of these support your mental and emotional health. Step 5, seek help if needed. If you're concerned about compulsive behavior, relationship issues, or harmful patterns, talk to a professional. There's no shame in getting support. Your health and well-being matter. Now, I want to take a moment to speak to those of you who have been carrying guilt, shame, or anxiety about this topic. I know this is something men don't talk about openly. I know there's a lot of judgment, misinformation, and conflicting messages out there. And I know it can feel isolating to wonder if you're normal or if you're doing something wrong. But here's what I need you to understand. Your body is designed to function this way. Regular activity is a normal, healthy part of human sexuality. And as long as it's not causing harm to yourself or others, there's nothing to be ashamed of. What matters is balance. What matters is honesty with yourself. What matters is making sure your activity supports your overall health and well-being, rather than detracting from it. So, if you've been carrying guilt, let it go. If you've been worried that you're somehow damaging yourself, rest assured that the science doesn't support that fear. And if you've been afraid to talk to your doctor about this, know that we've heard it all. And we're here to help, not to judge. You deserve to feel healthy, confident, and at peace with your own body. And I hope today's conversation has given you the information and reassurance you needed. All right? Here's what I want you to take away from this video. First, there's no magic number that applies to every man. What's healthy for you depends on your body, your lifestyle, your relationships, and your overall well-being. Listen to your body and be honest with yourself. Second, regular activity supports prostate health, doesn't deplete testosterone, and can be a healthy part of stress management and sleep quality. Don't believe the myths that tell you otherwise. Third, balance is key. Make sure your activity is supporting your life, not replacing real connection and not becoming compulsive or harmful. Now, if this video gave you clarity, reassurance, or answered questions you've been too afraid to ask, hit that like button, drop a comment, and let me know, was this helpful? And make sure you're subscribed because I'm here to give you honest, judgment-free health information every single week. Remember, age is not the end of vitality. Your body is designed to function throughout your life. And with the right knowledge, the right habits, and the right balance, you can maintain your health, your confidence, and your quality of life for years to come. Thank you for being here. Thank you for trusting me with these important personal questions, and thank you for taking your health seriously enough to seek out real evidence-based answers. I'm Dr. Jocelyn, and I'll see you in the next video. Take care of yourself, gentlemen. You're doing just fine. Like, comment, subscribe, and hit that notification bell. Your health matters, and I'm here to support you every step of the way. Take care.